Dancing feet to the flying feet in this one, and it'll be no mean feat to get past either of these two. Hongyi and Zhaoxiang, of course, from the same national team. So they know each other well.
Let's welcome the referees. 有请轻功运动员来自中国的孙宏毅 ，Welcome, welcome to Hongyi Sun from China.有请红方运动员来自中国的宋兆祥 ，Welcome, welcome, Zhaoxiang from China.
So here we go in the bronze medal matchup. Zhaoxiang, the shorter of the two at 1m96, going against China's Hongyi. The big man stands at 2 meters tall. He's also got the more experience in terms of it. Speaking of experience, delighted to be joined by Great Britain's heavyweight Mohamed Cho. How are we?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well. Enjoying the contest. Medal matches now as Kwang Chalo brings them to the centre. And of course the heavyweights is your division. Any experience against Team China, either of these two guys?
I have not had a chance to fight against these two heavyweights. However, they have not been in the scene that long, but they are making quite of an impression in our weight category. So they're definitely two fighters to watch out for next season.
Yeah, and also we know that Hongyi overcame your opponent, your friend Latilo Mohammed, and
That's
teammate.
Right. That's right.
A tough matchup. He's a good fighter.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's very talented. You know, his height is built. Does help in this weight category, and he seems to be using that very, very well, especially in this tournament as well. So we're going to see how he's going to match out with his own teammate here.
Exactly. And as they settle into it, you can see just a marginal height difference for the big man in blue. And of course, when you're fighting against your own teammate, we just mentioned Latilo Mohammed, who's going to come and join us for the men's -80 finals later on. Give us his expert analysis on that. It's a difficult dynamic sometimes because you're friends as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, you train together, you do everything together in the gym. So when you do come up against each other in the competition, it's quite complicated because you know each other quite well. You know your weaknesses and your strengths. So it makes it a complicated fight. And as you see with these two, you know, they literally are trying to see who's going to make the most mistakes, shall we say, and take advantage from that, really.
Absolutely, and taking advantage under the guard there with Zhaoxiang finds a little answer, and of course they know each other well. They'll be training together, working together, but for the moments they're not teammates, they are rivals, but it's yet to just bubble under and become a fight. Absolutely. As we go into the last 45. That's right,
that's right. As you can see there, it's kind of almost trying to suss out like what he's going to use first. Is he gonna come and fully commit with the back leg or not? By the moment, it's more sort of a slow fight, you know, with the front leg, trying to calculate the distance and seeing who's going to be out of position so he can take full advantage. And then right now at the moment, it's nothing in it, but I'm sure when it comes to a later stage, they're going to open up a little bit more.
Absolutely right. The business end of this round. Both men tied up at 2-all. Last 10 seconds. Song tries to come forward. fantastic arena in which to fight. Tries that back leg that you mentioned.
That's
Both
right.
men beginning to get a fight going here.
There we go. That's more like it.
And at the end of the first round, hard to separate the two, but we just saw that there, just a bit more of a fight beginning to happen.
That's right. That's right. They're opening up a little bit more. You know, it's almost like coming out of that friend zone and like, right, let's fight now. You know, so they're getting to that stage of I'm gonna see what the first couple of minutes like, and if nothing's going on, then I'm gonna come at you. So 5 rounds in this, so you never know when it could actually accelerate the pace a little bit more. So it just depends who takes the initiative here.
Sure, and I was going to ask you about that 5-round format. Obviously, they're saving a bit of energy for that.
Yeah.
Are the fighters a fan of that, or would they prefer the 3s? You're allowed to be honest.
Yeah, you know what? I've not heard a lot of feedbacks regarding the 5-round. Obviously, as a heavyweight, you know, we tend to get quite tired very quickly. So with these rounds, you know, you have to really try to reserve the tank and probably pick which round you really want to accelerate and where you're going to mostly try to recover the most. So these two, I think they're probably the lightest out of majority of heavyweights. So probably they could have a bit of an advantage and play around with the rounds a little bit and see what they can do from that.
You say that. The lightness and the quickness, and of course the conditioning, it helps. The fact that they're the host nation fighters.
That's right. That's right.
They're looking for a quick start here. We're tied up in the first. Decent head kick attempt there from Song, but not quite on Song in this one yet. Trying to hit the high notes, and indeed the face of Sun Hongyi. And what would you guess these guys weigh? The man in blue probably high 90s, 100, or?
You know what? I think sometimes when you tend to see a taller player, you tend to think they're heavier. Whereas we kind of find out the Asian athletes tend to be more deceivingly more lighter,
okay,
built wise compared to the other heavyweights. So I'll probably say they're probably in the low 90s, both of them.
Okay.
Very much. And as you can see, they could be a little bit more quicker off their feet if they want to. But obviously, as we said, with the 5 round, it can be exhausting. So it's quite tricky of what rounds they're gonna want to put on the fight or not.
Absolutely right. I'm trying to look for that fight there with the back leg turning kick with Song. Both men just eyeballing each other. And I'll get a chance to hear your thoughts on your own preparations and your own season as we come towards the end of this second round. 45 to go though. The referee steps in. No gam jumps given, no points on the board. And if you were going to make a highlight reel, you're not going to include this one. But big back leg there, tries to go. Better response, both men beginning as they did at the end of the first round to let it go. But not too much to report in terms of highlights or quality in this one. 20 to go. Who can find the telling shot? This is the last of the bronze medal contest, and we are in the last stages of this second round. Signs of commitment at the end there. Back leg swing and a miss. And instead of analysing that because absolutely nothing happened, so let's not bother. There's a little trip out there.
Yeah, sometimes that do happen especially in these 5-round matches. So it's very normal.
And for your own season, I know it's a short time in which to do it. You've got a minute.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, at the beginning of the year, I couldn't walk. You know, with the Achilles tendon, we had an operation and we tried to get ourselves back as quickly as possible, and we did a fantastic job with our medical team to get us back as soon as possible, and we tried to sabotage whatever we can towards the end of the season, you know, point wise and trying to get back in the ring. So I'm really satisfied with the year that we had. Obviously we wanted to do a bit more, but we're really happy with what we could do, and we're just looking forward to next season really, and seeing what the calendar holds for us. So I'm very excited and I'm very optimistic also.
Of course, and get a chance to hear about next season during the next break because it is a World Championship year. And look at 2 host nation fighters, and the host next year will be Manchester, so it'll be home ground for you, but it's home turf here in Wuxi in the Grand Slam, the last of the bronze medals, and we're moving towards the business end of this one. Neither fighter committing. You get the feeling that one kick would set things off. At least that's what we're hoping for. We're both sitting here tense, hoping that someone does a kick.
It's right. You know what? This is almost like a test match in the gym. You know, nobody wants to give anything away. It's basically just one of them is waiting for them to make a mistake so they can take advantage, and you know it could take a whole round of nothing to happen, and then all of a sudden a quick action could just change the game round a little bit here. So
well, it's your introduction to co-commentating, and I have to say it's a bit of an unfortunate one. No one's done anything for you to analyse, but head kick attempt there from Song.
You know, with this system as well, you know, a quick action to the head, there you go. Just as we was talking about, a quick action to the head can score, especially with the electronic system. You know, a fast headshot, even though if it doesn't connect, it can actually score. So it can be a tricky game when you think you're steady, you're protecting everything, but all of a sudden that kick can come out anyway.
Absolutely, it's like waiting for a bus. Three come along at once, plus the punch. And Sung pulls himself back to parity here at 3-all. A little conversation there. Some technical issues, perhaps.
I think so. There's a nosebleed going on.
Good spot.
I don't know whether if you caught him just by accident there.
Maybe he meant it.
A little bit unsure. I think he's even asking himself, like, how did that happen?
Exactly. Well, that clash, unintentional, as we know, but still painful nonetheless. Blues battered and bloodied in this battle for the bronze. And the referee doing a bit of housekeeping as well there.
Well, here we go. So, looks like it was a front leg to the face.
Yeah, as you see that flick up to the face, catching the nose.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think it had maybe been previously. It was that headshot.
So that headshot to the face. I think that's what probably caught him. Just off guard a little bit there.
Yeah, well, he draws blood in a drawed game here. 3-all. There's an argument the doctor's been the busiest of everyone on that mat today.
Give him a little bit something to do.
That's it. And likewise, the protector's getting cleaned up here. Of course, if you're totally new to Taekwondo, they wear sensors on their socks. There's still a bit of blood coming out of that nose from the man in red, literally with a red face here. But it's about bronze that they're going for. Sensors on the socks, and that will kick towards the protector. And of course, if that hits with good contact and impact, it will score. If you spin, you're going to get double points. If you kick to the head, you're going to get even more. And at the moment, it's that one head kick that made the difference. Yeah, there was a little wave there from Sun. He's the fighter in blue, just to say that the clock hadn't started. Here we go, 20 to go in the third round. 3-all. First two rounds were tied.
Here we go. Another shot there.
That makes the difference, gives him a 1-0 lead
Sure
in terms
does.
of the rounds. And we're at the end of the round of this one. Tries with the chop kick, good back leg from Sun.
Oh.
Game job given, doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. You know what? I don't know whether it was probably that nosebleed kind of helped him a little bit to probably recover and you know, rethink of what he's gonna do, because as soon as he come out, he just came out straight at him. So yeah, maybe a good strategy from him. Who knows?
That's it. He smelled blood.
Yep.
And can he smell success? Just about there. Two tied rounds, one in the bank, and I spoke about these guys being the host nation. Let's have a little fast forward to next season. World Championships at home.
Absolutely.
Peaking for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's going to be a big one for us. Being in home soil, we love we love the atmosphere in Manchester. People love coming to Manchester, and we're really excited for the World Championship, and I cannot wait because we are expecting to be a spectacular show.
Yep, a spectacular show indeed. And it's been a slow and steady show in this one. World Championships next year, Grand Slam this year. This one, the last of the bronze medals. We're moving towards the business end of this one. Song in red, Sun in blue, and Sun so far being eclipsed by the efforts of his teammates.
So almost there, you know, Blue has to look to win this round to almost just give him a chance for the next round. I think right there he's kind of being subtle, you know, waiting for an opening, and there we go. Another opening for him there with a check to the body.
Hope you've got your lottery numbers on. That was perfectly timed there.
I know. I kind of seeing things just before it happens, John.
That's it. The fortune teller. But who's going to make a fortune in this one? 5 grand of a bonus if you win this. 70,000, of course, for the golds. And going for those golds will be in the next set of matches. Korea against Thailand, China against Korea, and then Great Britain. Well, back to back for 3 finals. I'm sure you'll be cheering that one on, Cho.
Absolutely. I'm really proud of the team and what they've done. You know, coming out here at the end of the year, you know, we're supposed to be lethargic and tired towards the back end, but we still managed to find a bit of energy stored away, and we happened to get a couple of fighters into the final. So very good tournament for us.
Yep, a good tournament for Team GB. Likewise for Team China. They had enough athletes to choose from, and choosing the heavyweights, giving the Gamjeon, just when they were separated for a moment, the Gamjeon brings it back to parity. 3-all, 30 to go or so.
Yeah, it's almost coming towards the end here, so almost it might be an opening here. There we go, opening up a little bit more. A lot of these back legs, as you can hear, you know, they're solid, they're hitting the body armor, but it's not, it might sound powerful, but you know, it's not as powerful enough to score. And this is what the system does from time to time. And as a spectator, you hearing these solid shots, but it's all about the hit level.
Absolutely, and finding his level at the end there was Song, and it's a superb effort from him. They're just trying to check with each other. Did I win? Yeah.
I think that's right. I think Blue was unaware whether he needed to win or was a 5-round game there. But yeah, it was. I think it was very well fought by the red fighter there. He did really well tactically. You know, just trying to wear him out and probably being the quickest out of both of them as well.
Certainly the quickest, and indeed goes back with the bronze. Speaking of wearing you out, I don't want to wear out my welcome with you. I know you've got to go and help Team GB, but you're going to come back for the heavyweight finals at the end.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Mohamed Cho. Wise words and insight there. And we're going to move on to the next set of matchups, and that is underway in just a couple of seconds.